All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're breaking down the fierce competition that's shaping the entire future of artificial intelligence. We're going to move past the hype and get right into the trenches.
That's right. The time for just playing around with simple, fun demos, that's past. We are now entering a totally new phase, one of intense, high-stakes conflict where dominance, profit, and even national security are all on the line. And this internal signal from OpenAI really shows you just how urgent things have gotten. I mean, when the company that's seen as the frontrunner hits the alarm button, you know the real race for dominance has officially kicked off.
So these conflicts, they're playing out across three distinct but totally interconnected battlegrounds. So let's dive right into the first major front, the war for platform control.
This right here, this is a fight between giants. It's defined by staggering costs and this relentless pursuit of efficiency. You can think of it as a war over who's going to own the core engine of the next technological revolution. So here you've got the two heavyweights. In one corner, there's OpenAI. They're kind of the incumbent, but now they're in a defensive code red to protect their lead. And in the other corner, you have Alphabet, which is Google, of course. They are leveraging their entire integrated stack, from their own custom chips to their search engine cash cow, and some analysts are saying it looks like they're winning everywhere.
Now, what's really interesting here is how the pure economics are shaping this war. You see, the cost to just run these massive models is the new bottleneck. So custom chips, like the ones from AWS, promise to dramatically lower those costs. And when you're in a race to scale globally, a 30 to 40% advantage, that can be a total game changer.
And this just shows that it's not just a two-horse race. You've got new challengers like DeepSeek jumping into the ring, and they're competing not just on how good their model is, but on the fundamental economics. Their new techniques could slash the cost of complex AI tasks by half or even more, which could make this technology a reality for a lot more companies.
Okay, so let's move on to our second battleground, because the frantic pace of that platform war means this tech is colliding with our daily lives way faster than we can adapt, and that's creating some very real, very immediate consequences for every single one of us.
And the issue of child safety is absolutely front and center. You've got lawsuits alleging that platforms like Character AI engaged in harmful, inappropriate conversations with minors. The entire industry is facing a reckoning here, because the very design of these agreeable chatbots might actually be creating dependency and distorting a child's judgment.
Meanwhile, over in the creative industries, you have this fascinating paradox. Professionals are totally embracing AI for its power. Pretty much all of them say it boosts their productivity. But at the same time, a huge majority, 70%, are hiding that they're even using it, all because of the social stigma. This creates a really stark divide, and you can see it clearly in Hollywood. On one hand, producers see a tool for super fast ad creation, maybe even for purely AI-generated actors. But on the other hand, unions like SAG-AFTRA are drawing a hard line in the sand to protect human performers and their likenesses from being replaced or just plain exploited. You know, this crisis of reliability extends directly into our most important institutions. Get this. Courts are now throwing out expert testimony because it relied on an AI that just made stuff up. It hallucinated non-existent legal cases. And when the facts themselves aren't real, all credibility just evaporates.
But here's the other side of that coin. AI is also an incredibly powerful tool for improving reliability. In cybersecurity, for instance, it's helping teams cut through the constant noise of false alarms by a staggering 93%. That lets them focus on the threats that are actually real.
All right, now let's zoom all the way out to our third and final battleground, the global stage. Because that corporate race for profit and all those social debates over safety, they're all happening under the immense pressure of a geopolitical competition for power.
NVIDIA's CEO frames this competition as a clash of different strengths. The US currently has the lead in advanced chip design and in creating the most powerful AI models. But China holds a powerful advantage in its energy supply and the sheer, mind-blowing speed at which it can build all the necessary infrastructure.
So in response to this superpower race, other countries are creating their own playbooks for what they call sovereign AI. Australia is a perfect example. They're building their own domestic computing power, training their workforce on a massive scale, and funding a local startup ecosystem, all to make sure they don't get left behind.
What you're seeing is a truly multipolar AI world starting to form. The US is mobilizing its national labs, the UAE is positioning itself as a key regional hub, and it's not just countries, even news publishers are carving out their own spheres of influence by demanding licensing deals. The era of free news for chatbots is ending.
So here's the crucial point. Why does any of this actually matter to you? How do these massive corporate, social, and geopolitical battles really affect your day-to-day life? Because these shifts are already here. The way you find information is already moving away from a list of links. AI co-pilots are changing how your job gets done. Your online safety now depends on an AI arms race. And the very news you consume is now being used as fuel to train the bots you talk to. The rules are being rewritten in real time, right now.
You know, these battles, from corporate boardrooms to global summits, all the way down to your own computer screen, they are all interconnected. And as they play out, they leave us with one final, big thought. In this new era being built right before our eyes, who do you want deciding what comes next?